You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, Netflix is home to some good true crime documentaries. One of them hones in on the 4 states as they focus on a Joplin man who was convicted of murdering a man in 1998. However, a surviving victim of this local killer comes forward to tell his tale.
And we tag along with Abernathy Roofing as they bring a little holiday cheer and shop for KOAM's Toy Box.
And we're dealing with another foggy day across the 4 states, and we've got more rain chances, maybe even some thunderstorms. We're going to take a look at your full forecast coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Thanks for joining us for the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Buck. A Webb City man will spend more than 4 years behind bars for crimes in Cherokee County. Cherokee County District Court judge sentenced Larry Flowers to a total of 56 months in prison after he pleaded guilty to fleeing and attempting to elude law enforcement. Flowers also pleaded guilty to a similar charge in possessing methamphetamine. The 2 sentences will run consecutively. Flowers is in the Cherokee County Jail pending transfer to the Kansas Department of Corrections. Single car crash claims the life of a Pittsburgh resident. Authorities say around 11:20 Monday night, 70-year-old Robert Shaver was driving south on 220th Road in Crawford County, Kansas. The vehicle left the road, hit a concrete culvert, and overturned. Shaver was killed. No one else was hurt. Well, the 4 states is no stranger to crime, murder included. And if you're a fan of true crime, Netflix has some great documentaries. Now, Netflix turns its documentary making to the 4 states with the latest season of one of its shows. KOAM's Amber Jenkins is live in Joplin with more.
Netflix's newest season of its true crime documentary, I Am a Killer, is featuring a Joplin man who was convicted of murder. Jerry Black was convicted of the fatal stabbing of Jason Johnson back in 1998. Jason Johnson was not the only victim. A Joplin man wants to share his story of surviving Gary Black.
What if I died? What would have been all the differences? You know, like It's a Wonderful Life. You know, my kids wouldn't be here. I have saved lives. So, you know, and made differences. So, you know, that gives you a good feeling.
Season 4 of I Am a Killer will premiere on Netflix on December 21st. In Joplin, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
Now, Amber, I'm curious. Jackie touched on the fact that he's saved lives. Was he referring to that as his work as a firefighter?
Yes. In fact, when Jackie was there laying on the ground dying after being shot and robbed by Gary Black, he said in that moment, if he lived, he knew he wanted to dedicate his life to being a firefighter and dedicate his life to helping others and saving lives. So he wanted to spin that situation around and be a positive impact on the 4 states community.
And that is exactly what he did. All right, thank you so much, Amber. Appreciate it. Well, after people donate to our Toy Box campaign, we take that money and we use it to buy toys to hand out to families in need closer to Christmas. Our friends at Abernathy Roofing joined us on one of our recent toy shopping trips, and photojournalist Ty Parks went along to check it all out.
This is something we look forward to every single year. It's our son's most favorite day of the year to come and shop, and it just feels amazing to be able to help in this Toy Box campaign every year.
I'm doing everything.
Christmas is our whole family's favorite time of the year. We love to give to our family, to our friends, to the community, and we try to live that throughout the year. But this time of year, there's just that something about Christmas time that everybody just loves to give, and we just get extra giving throughout this time of year. So we always want to make sure that each age group and gender is taken care of, and so we had the boys get the boys stuff, and then I took on the teen girls.
Yeah, this is weird. Stupid.
Thank you for supporting the KOAM Toy Box from Abernathy Roofing and Construction. Merry Christmas.
And we want to give a big thank you to the folks at Abernathy for all their support. It's so fun to go shopping for kids. Well, a lot of four-staters rely on food banks, and this time of year budgets can be especially stressed, and that's why Fox 14 is conducting its 19th annual Feed the Four States food drive, and we're collecting non-perishable food items for area food pantries like Crosslines and the Wesley House during this season of high demand. You can also make a monetary donation online at KOAMnewsnow.com/feed. The food drive will continue through December 31st.
All right, time for a look at this day in weather history. And on this date, back in 1996, poor weather conditions resulted in the cancellation of the men's World Cup downhill ski race scheduled for Whistler, British Columbia. Too much snow and poor visibility had damaged the training runs. We have poor visibility here as well. We got clouds across the area. We have dense fog advisories in southwest Missouri through 9 a.m. A couple of counties in southeast Kansas as well, also through 9 a.m. today. We've got zero visibility in Mount Vernon, and you can see this dark patch. So if you're heading east on I-44 out of Joplin, take it slow, be careful, be prepared to possibly even have to stop. Little foggy in Joplin, 44 degrees right now with cloudy skies across the city. We've got temperatures right around the 40s, 39 Iola, Fort Scott, Nevada, 42 Lamar, Pittsburgh, 45 Miami, and 42 in Neosho. Through today, we're ahead a high of 56. We'll have the fog, some showers, rain chances increasing tonight. In fact, they really ramp up tonight. Could even see some thunderstorms late tonight, and temperatures are warm through the overnight hours and towards sunrise. 65 tomorrow, early thunderstorms, and then late day rain. A break Friday, more rain Saturday, another break Sunday, and then more showers and thunderstorms Monday and Tuesday.
Well, up next, we meet some members from the SEK Animal Advocates and their cute four-legged friends to talk about an upcoming Santa Paws event.
And later.
In Health Watch this morning, the Food and Drug Administration is in need of a major overhaul when it comes to food safety in the U.S., and that's according to reports by the agency on an independent group of experts who were commissioned by the agency's leader. After heavy criticism for their handling of the baby formula shortage, the FDA commissioner asked for a thorough review of the agency. Experts say the U.S. food supply is generally recognized as safe, but they say the FDA needs to be much more proactive in dealing with foodborne pathogens in order to protect Americans, suggesting the agency create a separate center for nutrition within the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. They also recommend the agency develop a strategy to increase funding for the Human Foods Program. In a statement, the FDA commissioner says the report provides significant observations and options to consider. As you shop this holiday season, a reminder from the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission: make sure the gifts and toys you're buying are safe for those you're giving them to. Mandy Gaither has more on how to make sure your presents don't pose a danger.
It's the season for giving, but the wrong gift can be dangerous.
We want you to have a safe holiday season and not end up in the emergency room.
The latest report from the Consumer Product Safety Commission found there were more than 152,000 toy-related ER-treated injuries to children younger than 15 years old last year. The injuries included lacerations, contusions, and abrasions to the child's face and head. There were also 2 deaths.
But fatalities were associated with choking on a small part and also suffocating on a plush toy that was added to an unsafe sleep environment.
The report shows non-motorized scooters continued to be the category of toy that led to the most injuries in children under 15.
If you choose a riding toy, such as a scooter, bicycle, skateboard, be sure to also include the safety gear that goes along with it.
That includes a well-fitting helmet and other pads. When it comes to children under 3, keep small balls and toys with small parts as well as button batteries out of reach. Instead, choose age-appropriate toys.
It's so important that you choose age-appropriate toys. The best way to do that is to look at the age labeling on the product packaging and use that as a guide.
Once the gifts are opened, also be sure to discard any plastic wrappings or packaging on toys so young children don't play with them.
Now, one hidden danger for the younger children is deflated balloons. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission says to keep them away from children younger than 8, as they can pose a suffocation danger if ingested.
Well, we got some foggy conditions to deal with. The dense fog advisory, southwest Missouri through 9 a.m. Seeing some fog in Joplin, but not too dense, thankfully. Cloudy skies, 44 degrees right now. Across the region, we're looking at temperatures that they're not bad, I guess. 44 Chanute, Parsons, 45 Chatopa, Miami, 42 Lamar, 43 Carthage. A little cooler up north, 39 in Iola, Fort Scott, and Nevada. As we go through today, we're heading for a high of 56 degrees, so warmer than what we saw yesterday. Could still see some fog into the afternoon, maybe some isolated showers, and rain chances begin to increase as we head into the overnight hours. We could even see some thunderstorms tonight. Now, the good news is no severe weather is expected, but a rumble of thunder or two is possible, and certainly some heavier rain that we do need. As you see, too, temperatures warm up as we head overnight as well. Taking a look at the 7-day forecast. Lots of things going on. That roller coaster ride of the temperatures does not stop. We get the morning thunderstorms tomorrow. A break in the afternoon, making it up to 65, and then some evening showers possible. Cooler Friday, but dry. More rain Saturday. Sunday looking good, mostly cloudy, but 60 degrees. So if you got some stuff to get done, Sunday's probably the best day to do it. More showers and thunderstorms and warmer temperatures both Monday and Tuesday. And then after this system, boy, we get cold. We're back to the 40s Wednesday and Thursday, the 30s by next Friday. Overnight lows drop below freezing. We get pretty darn chilly, but it does start to dry out a little bit toward the end of next week. Got a lot more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
Welcome back. I'm joined this morning by Betty, Susan, and Sandy from the SDK Animal Advocates, and some really cute dogs here. I know we have Walter and Stella. Great names.
Aren't they great?
I love it. Thank you guys for coming in today.
Oh, thank you for having us. We really appreciate it. We're just here to let all the folks out there know that we're going to be having a Santa Pictures this coming Sunday at the Crawford County Museum. It will be from 1 to 4, and Joyous Photos will be taking care of doing the snaps.
I'm assuming Santa will be there making
Santa, we have rumor. Right? I mean, I believe that you spoke with him.
I've spoken with Santa. Right. He will be there.
Now, when you do Santa pics with animals, can you do like kids in your animals, or just the animals, or how does that work, or does it matter?
Well, primarily what this is for animals.
For animals.
I know that Amanda Mitten, who is in charge of the Crawford County Museum, had told me that someone had contacted her to ask if they could bring their lizard. I know, there's something different, but she said, sure, not a problem. You know, as long as, you know, it stays in where it's supposed to be and not on the floor.
That's right. Why don't you tell me a little bit about what you guys do as an organization, the SDK Animal Advocates?
Susan?
So our primary focus is to help homeless dogs in the area, and we take them in. We have fosters that volunteer to help us. We vaccinate them, make sure they're spayed or neutered, they have a heartworm check, and then we work on finding them homes. Now, unfortunately, there are so many unwanted pets in the area that sometimes we have to take those animals and work with cooperating rescues throughout the Midwest. And so our dogs end up everywhere.
All over the nation, yeah. Where are some of the places where you found rescues to take in animals?
We work a lot with a group of rescues in Minnesota and in Colorado. Every once in a while we'll find a rescue. We had one in Tennessee where the dogs ended up in Virginia and New York. So it really is everywhere.
Do you track their stories, you know, like when they come in and
we try to. We have a few people who foster. We could always use more, but that get so attached. You can't help yourself, you know. Your heart latches on. And in saying that, these people, you know, can I find out more, you know, what takes place afterwards? Where do they find their new forever homes? And maybe I can help update those new people, too.
Do we have plans for Stella and Walter yet, or their story is just beginning?
So Stella happens to be a foster fail.
Oh,
no. She came from Pittsburgh Animal Control over the summer. She had a little bit of trouble adapting to family life, and she stayed so long that she just is going to stay in our family at the moment. Walter, he's got a forever home too. But we do have lots of dogs that are.
Where's he headed?
To our house. This is Sandy's boy. Yes.
This is an example of how, like,
this is how it works.
Yeah. Oh no, that's great though. They look very happy. Yeah. Okay, but you guys have lots. Where are you located at with your animals?
With ourselves, we are a group of 6 women who started the SEK Animal Advocates, and we're spread across the Crawford County area and where we live. And such, myself, I'm a city clerk in Arma, so sometimes I'm able to house some of my dogs there with my city kennel. But Susan lives outside of town herself, and I asked her tonight or today, how many dogs does she have? And she really can't tell me.
But I don't want to admit it.
She loves fostering.
We foster
animals,
a lot of dogs.
Yes.
For example, over the weekend, we were contacted by law enforcement, and we took in a mother and 8 puppies.
Oh, wow.
On Friday.
Okay. Well, hopefully you can find them homes. Yeah.
Well, yes, the babies did go to a rescue in Kansas City, and we're still working with the mother trying to...
She's under veterinary care because of her condition.
Yeah.
So we have some sad stories, but hopefully happy endings.
Okay, again, Santa Paw picks are going to be on Sunday from
1 to 4 at the Crawford County Museum. We invite everyone to come. It'll be great.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies, for coming in.
Thanks.
We'll be right back. It's time to honor today's 4-state hero, Staff Sergeant Marvin Page. Native of Pittsburgh, Kansas, served in the South Pacific from 1942 to 1945 as part of the VMTB 132nd. To Staff Sergeant Marvin Page, we thank you, today's 4-state hero.
Well, last week we showed you our shopping adventure with Equity Bank, and on Monday we spent the morning with 6 wonderful kids from Soaring Heights Elementary.
KOAM photojournalist Ty Parks takes us to the 7th Street Walmart in Joplin.
You guys are part of student council?
Yeah.
Who would have thought student council would lead to a shopping spree at Walmart?
Okay, you go where you think we should go.
I'm not used to this anymore.
It's fun shopping with the kids. They give us ideas that we might not otherwise come up with. They help to keep us more current, make sure that we get things that kids are actually interested in buying, and they get a joy out of it, I think. And also, it's probably a lesson for them in just the joy of giving.
So we have Nerf guns, ammunition, and Lego sets and vests.
Okay, so what do you still need?
We still need coloring book, sketchbook.
Of course I enjoy it. You know, being around the kids. My favorite part as, you know, being a sports guy, I always end up throwing footballs and baseballs and stuff down the aisles with the kids. So that's one of my favorite parts, and I always have a good time out here. Oh yeah, put it in the box. Always got the glove on. Here it comes. Yep. Because I've used some of these kids to get ideas for my own kid because you know, you don't know what's cool for your children really sometimes. So to get an idea of people who are about the same age or who are closer to the same age as your kid, yeah, it definitely helps out.
I'm really excited that I can just go around, pick toys, just have fun here. I think about other people sometimes, but if it's like around Christmas, I think of myself and others.
KOAM Toy Box.
KOAM Toy Box.
KOAM Toy Box.
Well, plenty of other organizations are also helping out with toy box shopping. It looks like they certainly had a great time yesterday.
Yeah, I'm kind of like Leonard there. We look at the toys that they've picked out and say, that would be a good idea for our kids.
I feel like I just need to bring my kids here once we start to really fill up the set and be like, okay,
what are you interested in this year?
What things over here are really cool to you? And that'll give me an idea, you know, so I know what exactly to go get, because that can be tough. Mm-hmm. Kids can be really tough to shop for. We do have a dense fog advisory for southwest Missouri till 9 a.m., parts of southeast Kansas as well. And we've got some pretty reduced visibilities. Mount Vernon, again, still reporting 0 visibility. And so if you're traveling east on I-44, be very cautious out there. Give yourself plenty of space. Make sure your lights are on. And again, roughly along and east of Highway 69 is where we've got some of the lowest visibilities across the area. We do have some showers on the way, even some thunderstorm chances. We'll break down your full forecast when we come back.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:29. The 4 states is no stranger to crime, murder included. Now, if you're a fan of true crime, Netflix has some great documentaries. Netflix turns its documentary making to the 4 states with the latest season of one of its shows. KOAM's Amber Jenkins is live in Joplin with more.
Good morning, Tanya. I'm standing at the corner of South Joplin Avenue and West 5th Street in Joplin, where Gary Black fatally stabbed Jason Johnson back in 1998. Netflix is filming a true crime documentary featuring Gary Black. However, Jason Johnson is not his only victim. I spoke to a Joplin man about his encounter with the killer.
Gary Black actually shot me. They robbed me, shot me, and left me for dead.
Jackie Clark Sr. was robbed and shot by Gary Black near I-44 in Joplin when he was 18 years old.
I knew just to lay still, real still, because I could feel the blood running out of me, out my back, and you could stick almost like 3 fingers in my back.
The encounter left Jackie with lifelong scarring and health issues.
I lost part of my lung, half my lung, spleen, hit my pancreas real hard. They was really worried about it, perforated it really, really bad, but it did heal. Took a lot of intestine out, you know, so I got real bad scars, you know, so, but I had strong will to live.
Even his children lived in fear due to Gary Black.
And I never saw what he looked like until probably 14 years ago or so, but I just had this mental image of him. And I would have all these nightmares where his face was in that window. It was like just a reoccurring nightmare of him his face being in that window.
If Jackie looked into the eyes of the man who left him to die, he'll see pure evil.
What's he gonna tell me? He's sorry? And I don't think he is. He might be sorry that I lived, because if I had lived, he would have got off.
He's been the source of nightmares my entire life. You know, and what he did to my dad and what he did to Jason, and if he wasn't locked away, what he'd probably do to other people.
After barely surviving, Jackie wanted to spend his life saving others.
I was a volunteer fireman before that, but that's when I decided I wanted to be a fireman.
Season 4 of I Am a Killer will premiere on Netflix on December 21st. Reporting in Joplin, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
Amber, I'm curious, did Jackie ever have any did he know who Jason was at the time, or did he ever have any connection with Jason's family after he was killed?
Actually, not Jackie, but his daughter, who was also in the package. She said she used to work at the mall, North Park Mall in Joplin, and in fact, she worked with Jason Johnson, even had photos of him. They knew each other through acquaintances, and so when she found out about his stabbing, she was still affected. So, still, it's crazy how one man can really devastate so many lives.
Yeah, for sure. All right, thank you so much, Amber. Well, this morning we're discussing Bigfoot.
Yeah, Scott Weisbeck returned home to find his Sasquatch missing, and you know, those creatures that roam the Pacific Northwest forests and woods. Well, Scott wanted to have a little fun with his Christmas display by placing a small Sasquatch on his property for everyone to see. That is, until a Grinch stole it.
Enter our Good Samaritan. The Good Samaritan showed how and where the vandals broke through the fence and how those vandals took the smaller 2-foot Sasquatch. He fixed the fence, dug a deeper hole, put in steel bars, and reinforced rebar to make the bigger and better Sasquatch much more secure.
Which brings us to our question to you. Do you think that Bigfoot is real? Yes or no? It was 100% no earlier, but now 59% of you think that it is. We may have some Oklahoma folks weighing in because they do have a Sasquatch or a Bigfoot hunting season in Oklahoma. 41% of you saying no. Make sure you vote through our website, through the app, and take part in discussion on our Facebook page. Quick check of our forecast. Dense fog advisory, southwest Missouri through 9 a.m. As we go through today, we're looking at a high of about 56 degrees, maybe some fog this afternoon. Rain showers increase, maybe some thunderstorms tonight. Temperatures will warm as we head through the overnight hours. And then we'll have some more rain on Thursday, high of 65. Rain in the evening, rather. Break on Friday, more rain Saturday, break on Sunday, more showers and thunderstorms Monday and Tuesday. Welcome back to the show. We've got one of our favorite guests with us this morning, Charlene Patton from the Kansas Soybean Commission. And today, what are we making today, Charlene?
Well, the whole month of December, we have some great ideas from Santa's Kitchen.
All right.
And this first one, I wanted to start out with these party nuts because whether you need something to munch on that's healthy or you want a gift-giving idea, this is a wonderful idea.
Okay.
And I'm going to remind you, in October, I think we also did a nut mixture, and it was a glazed kind of a sweet.
Right, yeah, I
and
remember
salty.
those were
Yes.
good.
So this one is more savory, but those would be two great gifts to give for Christmas. All right, I have in here 2 tablespoons of margarine, and that's our soy ingredient here to start out with. To that, you're going to add some wonderful flavoring. I'll add this one, the Tabasco sauce, but this is some smoke flavoring. Can you smell that smoke?
Ooh, yeah, that smells good.
And then this is hot sauce. You can add as little or as much as you'd like, but go ahead and add that one. Great. And I'm just going to stir that there. And then you're going to start adding the nuts. Our first one is the roasted edamame, and you can add that in. We're using 4 different kinds of nuts in this recipe, but that adds kind of a Christmas color because that's green. We're going to just coat those because then our seasonings will stick. You have a cup of pecans.
That's a tough one. Walnuts and pecans both rank up there for me. They're both pretty darn good.
All right, and then we have one more, and that's cashews.
All right.
And that way we have 4 different kinds of nuts, and we also have a wonderful chart on our website that really tells you how good and healthy the edamame roasted nuts are. They are 13 grams of soy protein, and when we look at like pecans, they're only 3 grams of protein.
Okay.
Compared in a 4th cup. So you can see how healthy that makes these. Now we have our seasonings. I'll let you add. This is a little bit of coarse salt we're adding. Then we have chili powder, and we have curry, which is another little ingredient that maybe we don't use as much, but it's as that spicy savory. There you go. Wonderful. Now, because we glazed them with that margarine ahead of time, see how that is sticking to it. Now what we would do, they're all mixed up, show that. It's all mixed up, so what we'll do is put that on a baking pan.
Okay.
Cover it with parchment paper, it helps with the cleanup. Put it in an oven at 350 degrees and let it bake for about 8 minutes. Turn it, kind of move those nuts around, then do it another 8 minutes, and then they're done.
Wow.
Let them come
Not
out and cool.
Not a lot of prep time at all. This
And
was
you have
easy.
a nice gift to give. It makes 4 cups of nuts, so if you wanted to do a container, you could have 4 containers.
All right. See, another, like she said, a great Christmas gift out there. So these look really darn tasty. And I mean, just how important too is it, especially around the holidays? We're not always necessarily eating healthy with some of our other choices. So how does this help out with that in terms of, having some kind of healthy choice?
Exactly. Well, we need 25 grams of soy protein every day. That is the guide that we have, and it helps reduce the risk of heart disease. But it's important to get that soy protein. And as we said, then these nuts, the edamame roasted nuts, are very high in it. 1/4 cup is 13 grams of protein.
Oh, wow.
So if you're looking to boost your protein but not your other levels of sweets, this would be a recipe to have. Compare that to other nuts, it's just much, much higher. So it's good to add those healthy nuts that we can use when we're cooking and baking and for snacks.
And the thing is even though this is healthy, it's good for you, it's also a tasty snack. It doesn't look like health food necessarily. It looks like something tasty that you can snack on at any time.
That's right. And if they can't find the recipe that we did in October that gives them another idea, they can go to our website. We have all the archived recipes there. And if they can find them, call our 800 number, 877-KS-Soybean, and we will get it to them as soon as we can.
All right, Charlene, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We've got a lot more of the KOAM Morning News coming your way. And of course, remember, you can find all of this also on our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. We'll be right back. We've got a dense fog advisory for parts of southeast Kansas and southwest Missouri through 9 a.m. this morning. And that is, of course, because we're dealing with dense fog. Mount Vernon still reporting 0 visibility. So again, if you're on I-44 heading east, be prepared to could possibly even stop, not just slow down, but traffic may get snarled out there, so do be careful. And roughly along and east of Highway 69 is where we're dealing with some very limited visibility, so make sure you have your low beams on, your fog beams if you've got them. Don't use your high beams. Even though it's daylight out, also make sure that your tail lights are on, so if you've got those daytime running lamps, you'll need to override that and switch your lights on full so cars can see you. A little bit of fog in Joplin right now, 44 degrees under otherwise cloudy skies. Starting to warm up just a pinch across the area. 44 in Neodesha, Chanute, Parsons, Chetopa, 45 Miami, 43 Neosho, and 41 up in Lamar. So we go through the rest of today. We'll have some fog to contend with through even into the afternoon hours. Some scattered showers, and then we'll see shower chances increasing later today with a high of 56. And then as we head into tonight, we'll continue to warm, believe it or not, through the evening hours. And we could even see a thunderstorm or two out there. No severe weather expected, but we're looking at the possibility of at least a few thunderstorms and maybe some heavier rain, which we do need. So we start the day tomorrow early with some thunderstorms, 65 for the high because we get a break midday, and then as we head into Thursday evening, maybe some more showers possible. Cooler and cloudy on Friday, but dry. More rain on Saturday. Sunday looking like a pretty good day, mostly cloudy, but 60 and dry. And then Monday and Tuesday we continue to warm up, but then we see more shower and thunderstorm chances. And after this system, temperatures tank after that. We get into the 40s and then back down into the 30s. That sends our overnight lows from these nice mild temperatures below freezing as we head into the end of next week. That's a look at your forecast. Now here's Tanya with Consumer.
Well, people who have not done their Christmas shopping yet will be happy to hear this next story. Inflation is falling on some merchandise, and that's according to the CEO of Walmart. If you planned on buying a toy, sporting goods, or apparel for loved ones, you might not have to spend too much. According to the latest data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, all three items are way below the 7% overall rate of inflation. CEO Doug McMillan says there is still inflation in those areas, but definitely not as much as other categories. The reason? Retailers misjudge consumer demand and have excess inventory piled up. So go ahead and get your shopping on. I don't know, I looked at toy prices. They seem pretty high to me. Well, Christmas tree farms say this year's harvest looks good and they do not expect shortages. However, Christmas trees are still going to cost you a lot more. It's because tree farms' operating cost, from labor and raw materials to shipping trees and retailers, that's also risen over the last year. Just how much more will this Christmas cheer cost in 2022? The industry group Real Christmas Tree Board in August surveyed 55 wholesale growers of Christmas trees who account for about 2/3 of the nationwide supply. They found 71% of those surveyed expect to raise the wholesale prices they charge retailers by 5% to 15% compared to last year. And some others cited increases as high as 20%. Journalists at the New York Times are about to do something that has been done since the 1970s, go on a strike. On Thursday, more than 1,000 staffers are expected to take to the streets to protest their wages, amongst other things. The historic work stoppage is expected to last for 24 hours. Employees plan on picketing outside the Times offices early afternoon. Prominent journalist Nicole Hannah-Jones is set to speak during a solidarity rally. According to the News Guild of New York, a staggering 90% of the Times workforce is expected to take part in the protest. The Times says employees who participate will not be paid for the duration of the strike. We'll be right back with more after this, but first, let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell. One of our partners for the KOAM Toy Box campaign is the Marine Corps Reserve Toys for Tots, which is celebrating its 75th anniversary this year. KOAM's Jalen Banks was able to catch up with one family whose Christmas was saved by the program.
Christmas shopping is in full swing, but many people are facing financial challenges, and Toys for Tots continues to make sure that everyone has a great Christmas.
Had some financial struggles, with the way the economy has been, and if I wouldn't be able to get help this year, these kiddos would not have no Christmas.
And the Myers kids are grateful for their future presents.
I'm really happy that we're really getting this because normally people don't get these things like everybody else does.
The oldest sibling, Zach, looks forward to his younger siblings having a great Christmas.
I'm happy that they're going to give us like toys, they're going to help my little brother and sister out. Something that I would probably like for Christmas is a new hoodie. I'm happy that they're going to help other people out here.
Sandra Love of Toys for Tots says by helping others, it does something to her heart.
And then I'm able to say, yeah, we can do that. We got you. So my heart grew like the Grinch's heart. My heart grew 10 times whenever I became coordinator. And every time I get to say yes, it grows a little more.
Love also says, including the Myers family, that they will be providing toys to 6,000 kids, which is up by 2,000 from a year ago. In Commerce, Oklahoma, Jalen Banks, KOAM News.
Marine Corps Reserve Toy for Tots will keep sign-ups open until December 20th.
We've got fog to deal with, some dense fog advisories, a couple of counties in southeast Kansas and most of southwest Missouri until 9 a.m. We're still dealing with some pretty low visibility. Mount Vernon still checking in at 0 visibility. So again, I-44 traveling east, watch out, be careful, slow down. As we look at 7th and Range Line, we're looking cloudy, we're looking a bit foggy. 44 in Joplin right now. Temperature still hovering right around that point for most of us. 44 Chinook, Parsons, Chatopa, 45 Miami, 41 in Lamar, 39 in Nevada, and 43 in Carthage. And as we go through the rest of today, we'll have some fog, we'll have some showers, and then we'll see rain chances begin to increase as we head into this evening with a high of 56. And then as we go into the, oh my, there's now an eyelash in my eye. That's the inconvenient timing. Temperatures will start to warm up overnight, but we could also see some showers and even some thunderstorms. No severe weather expected, but we could have a rumble of thunder or two out there as we head into the overnight and early morning tomorrow. We'll get a break tomorrow and warm up to 65. And we'll have more showers Thursday evening before we clear out briefly on Friday, 52. More rain possible Saturday, Sunday, mostly cloudy, but 60 and dry. If you got something you need to get done this weekend, that's the day to do it. And then Monday and Tuesday, we warm up still, but we see additional shower and thunderstorm chances build in. And after this system, temperatures drop. We get back into the 40s and then down into the 30s by the end of next week. And unfortunately, with the highs dropping, you know what that means. These nice, decent overnight lows we've been seeing go below freezing as we head toward the end of next week. So do be prepared for that. We got a lot more of the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14 right after this.
You can put stuff like on the edge on the floor over here if there's no dog hair down there. I'd be careful about that though. Okay, cool. Yeah, but we use the chairs. Honestly, if you want, you could put it back here on the floor too.
Yeah, I just need it in like a specific order.
Oh yeah. She's gonna assembly line it for you.
Exactly, that's my plan. Basically, do one, and then.
Yeah, at the end of the show, like when we move over. Oh no, I guess I have teases, so we can't move that yet. Yeah.
The signs for concern and talk to your loved ones. Doing so can help save a life. Visit SaveMoLives.com for resources and guidance. Be part of the movement. Help us end traffic deaths.
On our next show, she inspired our golden hour mantra with her epic hit. Now 3-time Grammy Award winner, singer, songwriter, actress, and one of my favorite people on the planet, Jill Scott makes her first in-person appearance on the show. What's next for her and season 3 of the First Wives Club? And don't miss Jill's big announcement, all coming up on the golden hour. Next, Tamron Hall.
Tamron Hall, this morning at 9, right here on Fox 14.
The Black Friday Super Sale at Denver Mattress has been extended. And for a limited time, the more you buy, the more you save. Get $100 off every $1,000 you spend, plus 4 years no interest and free shipping. But hurry, the extended Black Friday Super Sale at Denver Mattress ends soon.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Here's what's happening today. CBS News projects Democratic Senator Raphael Warnock has defeated Republican Herschel Walker in the Georgia runoff election. The victory gives Democrats a 51-49 majority in the U.S. Senate for the next Congress, 1 seat more than they currently hold. Warnock thanked his supporters for handing him a second runoff victory in 2 years. Trump Organization was found guilty of 17 counts, including tax fraud, by a New York jury on Tuesday. Former president's company was the center of a 15-year-long criminal scheme in which executives were given off-the-books perks, including luxurious cars, rent-free apartments, and private school tuition for relatives. Trump himself was not charged in the case, but prosecutors argued he knew about the fraud. An attorney for the Trump Organization says they plan to appeal. North Carolina energy officials hope to have the power back on later today for thousands of homes and businesses in Moore County following a deliberate attack on critical infrastructure over the past weekend. Investigators said the search for a motive is ongoing and that the perpetrator knew exactly what they were doing to cause the damage they did. Meanwhile, volunteers set up emergency food and water giveaways to help residents who are still in the dark.
We're heading for a high of 56 today. Could see some fog into the afternoon hours, maybe a scattered shower or two. Rain chances increasing tonight. Temperatures will increase overnight as we head towards sunrise, and we could get a thunderstorm or two in there with some heavier rain across the area. No severe weather expected. We get up to 65 tomorrow. We get a break and then some more showers tomorrow evening. A nicer break on Friday, more rain Saturday, another break on Sunday, and then additional shower and thunderstorm chances Monday and Tuesday of next week.
All right, well, Christmas season is here, and with that comes your favorite Christmas movies.
Everyone has a favorite, and many are passionate about them, but Google Trends suggests that this nation might agree on something. One film remains a favorite for nearly 80% of the nation. It's National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
It's fun, but not my favorite. The other state favorites were Die Hard, Edward Scissorhands, Gremlins. How about It's a Wonderful Life? Love Actually, okay. The Nightmare Before Christmas and The Shop Around the Corner.
Certainly an interesting list for sure. I think it's really funny after our question earlier this week that Die Hard made the list of one of the favorite Christmas movies to watch across the nation, certainly.
I'm curious by state count. I'm curious what Kansas, and we'll have to check up that website and see.
Yeah.
Let you know. How did Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Arkansas do?
We'll let you know for sure.
All right, well, thank you for letting us put the good in your morning.
We'll be back with more news and weather today at noon.
Felt weird reading your line. Have a great morning and an even better day.